Hello friends, today we will see a bit about anger. It's very common for all of us to be angry. Some of us get agitated very easily and quickly, while some others it will take some time, but it's a common thing. It's one of the natural human reaction which we all exhibit. It's very common. So first let's try to understand what anger is. Every person has got a sense of I. Yeah? Within every living being there is the sense of I, and around that I it has got things associated or related with it, which the I calls that my. So first is I. The things which are closely associated with the I are called my. So this I and my, they are always together, and this is the natural state of existence for every being. When there is a threat to one of these, either I or my, it could be my house or my wife or my child, anything. Yeah? When there is a threat posed to one of these, either I or my, then the first thing which we will have is fear, because we do not know what will happen next. Yeah? We will not know. We know for sure the current state of existence is going to be changed and the outcome is unknown. So when we see a tiger or a lion in a forest, the first reaction which we all have is fear. This is the first step. Now, there can be another case. Just say that we imagine a ghost to be in a tree. We still will have fear. It lasts for a while, and then when we observe it very closely, then we come to realize it was just a leaf from a tree. The fear of the ghost goes away because we now are sure that the existence of the I or my is not going to be changed, which means that thing which caused the fear will not impact this I or my belongings. So this is about fear. Now anger is just an extension of this. When we face such a similar situation, but when the threat is posed by someone whom we think we can win over, then we start a violent act of going to fight with them so that we can destroy them, destroy the threat completely. This is an act of violence mentally. It's nothing wrong. It is an act to protect the I or my in such a way so that the threat will not exist anymore. Just imagine the case where a beggar is shouting at us for no reason. Then we tend to get angry. Yeah? Because we know that we can control that beggar. It's all well planned within our mind. Do we ever think that we can control a natural calamity? For example, tsunami is coming. Will we get angry over the tsunami? No, because we know that is uncontrollable. When the lion is coming, do we get angry on the lion? No, because we know that we cannot control it. So, the difference between fear and anger is that fear is something which we do not know the outcome, but the threat is coming from someone very powerful. The same thing will turn into anger when we come to know that we still have the power to overcome the threat. And then we get into a mood of war, a mental war within ourselves, and we take all the steps to spoil them, spoil the threat. Again, this is to protect the I and my. So, to go a bit deeper, we need to know how the whole thing is processed internally within the body. We all have senses, sense organs, eyes, nose, ears. Through these sense organs, we collect information. These information get into us. I'm hearing, the information is heard by me. I can smell, the smell is known by me. Likewise, though there are 5 different senses, the person who is enjoying these inputs is me. So, this is fixed. There is me. This is also fixed. The sense organs are fixed. It is on this side. And these sense organs live on the body. Okay? Now, between me and the sense organs, I have my mind. Mind is again just a collection of thoughts. The mind exists as long as we have the ability to think. The mind consists of 2 things. One is thoughts and memories. Yeah? So, it is all well defined. A thought which is well known, well analyzed thoroughly, and then stored in our mind, which can be recollected at any time at a later stage, is called a memory. When there is a thought, this thought pulls out all the related memories. Yeah? So, that is the way it works. So, I, mind and the sense organs. These are the 3 things. Now, a normal person would associate his I sense first to his mind. So, his I sense and the mind are closely attached first. Then this combination is attached to the body very closely, very tightly. So, if you ask him, who are you? He says, yeah, this is my body, this is me. And in some cases, some people, they attach the whole combination to their money, their house, even others. So, when you touch, or when a robber steals some of the money, this person will be shaken, because a part of his existence itself is felt to be taken by somebody. That is why he is agitated. The cases where people commit suicides, it is the same thing. The sense of I is here. What these people do is they try to occupy this I sense with their lovers. One day when the lovers are going away, they feel that their existence itself is shaken and they cannot live anymore, because the core of their being itself is believed by them to be taken away. Yeah? So the more we attach the I to anything for that matter, we are bound to suffer. That's normal. There is no way to control. Yeah? So the saints of the past, what they have said is, you keep the I here, you keep the mind here, you keep the senses here. I am not the senses, I am not the mind, because the mind can disappear when I sleep. And those who practice meditation, they know that they can quieten the mind, which means lessen the number of thoughts. This is possible. So, I am not the mind. And then I am here. And when we are really in this position, nothing can touch us. Someone can hit the body, but I am still not affected. This is the way how they lived. Yeah? It's a state of consciousness. I'm trying to explain that in our practical sense. That's it. So the more we attach the I towards things and sense organs, the more we are bound to suffer. There is no way out. If we can manage to keep the I separately from the senses, then there is a chance. This comes by practice. Yeah. So now this is the structure. Now I'll try to see if I can explain how to handle anger. I mean, it's not easy, but still you can try. Let's imagine that someone is irritating you continuously by using harsh words. If they are throwing it continuously and you are listening, the inputs or the words from the other person enter our sense organs first, and then they come to our mind, and then they reach us. The first thing is, we need to have presence of mind. If we attach our I to the senses, before they speak, before the words reach us, we will be fighting back. Then there is no way to stop it. But if we stand back with the presence of mind, with the ability to understand and assess the situation, then what we can do is, we see that the other person is creating a noise. Then we simply have to shut down the sense organs. That's the first thing. The best would be to go away from that place. Then you cannot hear them. Then the whole course of action will be different. But if we are forced to sit there, mentally shut down the sense organs. How? I have done it in school. The teacher will be teaching something and I will be dreaming something by looking at the teacher. So anyone can do that. Physically hearing those words, but mentally changing the attention towards something else. By this way, the harsh words which are targeted towards this I will not reach the I. If they are not reaching the I, there is no one to be agitated. So this is the simplest way, especially when you are in front of others. Now the second thing, this guy who was insulting us, he went away. Okay? And we are sitting alone, and then suddenly a thought comes, this guy, he said this to me. How can he ever say that? What's happening? The sense organs are not active now, because the information is not coming from the outside world at that point in time. So it has got nothing to do with the sense organs. Now it is between the I and the mind. the words spoken by the other person exist in the form of a thought. When we pay attention towards that thought, then it becomes big. We are giving energy to that thought and that becomes big. So, instead of giving energy to that thought, we change our attention to something else. You think of some other thought. Mantras, any mantra will do. Change your attention to that mantra. It does not matter which mantra we are using, because the logic is not in the mantra. The logic is based on the change of the attention which we give. It is not that harsh word anymore, it is about something else. Or you watch your breath. That will do, because when we are agitated, when we are angry, then the blood pressure goes bananas, because it is a fighting mode. We are in a fighting mode trying to crush others, and the body has to cooperate with that. Mentally, we are just thinking mentally, but the body reacts for that thought, so as to prepare the body physically as well for that war. Others cannot notice it, but we will know, and because of that, because of the difference in the way how the blood is pumped, our breath changes. It goes erratic. So pay your attention to that breath, the rhythm of the breath. Then, since the attention is diverted, the original harsh thought will die itself. So, this is another thing. Now, the third thing. Let's say we successfully managed to, let's say, forget about that thing. But the thought still remains in our head. It will be there. After 2 days, let's say Suresh was the guy who created this noise. When we see a name Suresh, immediately the anger pops out, trying to crush that guy. Why? Because the thought, the words which were originally harsh became thoughts, and now it is not in the mind anymore, it is in the subconscious mind as memory. It will be hidden. Whenever it finds a possible way out, it will try to come out. How do we tackle that? There is only one way: to forgive and forget. We forgive others not for their sake. If I forgive someone, what do they get? Nothing. What do I get? Peace of mind. So, forgiveness is something which we do for ourselves. This is something very, very important. We are not forgiving others for their sake. What happens if we forgive? This thought will be addressed. The thought which is in the subconscious mind will be addressed, forgiven, and then it will not find a place to be stored in the subconscious mind. It will be in the mind. And then from that state of mind, we forget that. Just leave it. It will not be occupying our mind anymore. It will be gone. Hope this helps. This comes by practice. I would suggest you try. You try it out to see if you have any difference at all. May God bless you.